Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into one of the most fascinating figures in modern sports, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Yeah, he's this incredible mix, is he? Like extreme charisma, boxing genius, but also this raw vulnerability. Our sources cover, well, pretty much everything. His amateur days, the really honest stuff about his mental health struggles, and of course, the absolute masterclasses he's put on in the ring. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. What we want to do is figure out how this guy, this massive figure, goes from basically fighting for his life the moment he's born
Literally fighting for his life.
to
Right.
becoming the lineal heavyweight champion. And maybe just as importantly, why the battles outside the ring seem to define him just as much.
And you mentioned lineal heavyweight champion. That's actually really key, isn't it? It's not just about the belts from the organizations. It's that historical claim, the man who beat the man. It traces back unbroken. So we hold that specific historic title. What's really interesting looking through everything is how much Fury seems to be constantly fighting the story about him, you know? Our sources definitely point that out. He's battling himself, public opinion, as much as the guy in the other corner.
Definitely makes his whole journey pretty unique in boxing. Let's start right at the beginning, though, because that origin story, wow, it really sets the tone for, well, overcoming impossible odds. Tyson Luke Fury, born August 12, 1988, Manchester.
And the truly astonishing fact, you see it mentioned everywhere, is that he weighed just 1 pound.
1 pound. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Doctors basically told his parents he wouldn't survive.
It's like a survival TKO right from day one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then being named after Mike Tyson.
Yeah, talk about pressure.
Right. That name, plus the influence from his dad, John Fury himself, a former pro boxer that really shaped him early on.
And you absolutely have to talk about the Irish traveler heritage. It's central. That family tradition of boxing is so strong.
Yeah, it's a whole fighting lineage. You've got cousins like Hughie Fury, Nathan Gorman.
And his brother Tommy, obviously huge now after Love Island in his own boxing, kind of amplifies the whole Fury brand, doesn't it?
Totally. So with that background, he started young, boxing by age 10, trained by his dad, climbed the amateur ranks pretty quickly, represented both England and Ireland.
Because of the dual heritage, yeah.
Exactly. And the big amateur win was in 2008, the ABA super heavyweight title. That basically punched his ticket to turn pro later that same year.
December 6, 2008. First round TKO against Belagan Gypsy. Just kind of confirmed what everyone around him probably already knew. The train was rolling. Okay, so he turns pro, and he's got this physical frame that's just unlike almost anyone else. Let's talk dimensions. He's 6'9".
6'9", yeah. And the reach, 85 inches. It's genuinely freakish.
It really is. And that combination immediately creates problems for anyone he fights, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't move like you'd expect a guy that size to move.
That's the key insight, I think. He weaponizes the awkwardness. He's not just relying on size and strength. He uses feints, movement, almost an illusion of being clumsy or tired sometimes to control the distance.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Looking at his style, he's not just a big slugger. Far from it. He's, well, smart in there. People talk about him having ollie footwork or a Lennox jab.
Well, maybe ollie footwork is a bit strong in terms of pure grace.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's incredibly effective, you know, constant subtle movements, feints.
Yeah.
It just disrupts the opponent's rhythm completely. And the unpredictability is key. He'll switch stances mid-round, go southpaw, press forward when you expect him to box on the outside.
Forces the other guy to constantly reset.
Exactly. Constantly resetting their feet, their game plan. It must be maddening to fight against.
And then you layer on the showmanship, the mind games. I mean, who else dresses up as Batman for a press conference?
Right, or sings.
Sings. Calls opponents out in rhyme. It's pure theater, but it works.
Yeah.
The fans absolutely eat it up, and you have to think it gets under his opponent's skin, too.
Oh, definitely. It's psychological warfare wrapped in entertainment. In an era where everything is so managed, PR-wise, Fury just throws the script out the window, sells the fight, yeah, but also probably messes with the other guy's head before the first bell even rings.
That intensity, though, it clearly took a massive toll. We need to talk about that peak, then the crash, and that incredible comeback story.
The peak, undeniably, was beating Wladimir Klitschko. November 28, 2015. You can't overstate how huge that was.
Klitschko hadn't lost in, like, what, over a decade?
Over 11 years. Held nearly all the belts. He was this dominant clinical champion, a machine.
And if Fury just jammed the gears, didn't?
Completely. And the way he did it wasn't brute force. It was tactical brilliance. Sources talk about how he'd switch stances immediately after landing a jab. Just small things that constantly forced Wladimir to adjust his feet, adjust his rhythm.
Never let him get set.
Never let him get comfortable. That constant unconventional disruption, that's what won him the unanimous decision. He didn't just win a fight. He basically ended an era of heavyweight boxing.
But winning came at a brutal cost. The pressure, the scrutiny, it all led to a massive crash. Severe depression. He talked openly about suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, and the substance abuse, drinking, drugs. The weight gain was shocking, ballooned up to almost 400 pounds.
400 pounds. It's hard to even imagine. He had to vacate the titles he just won, stepped away completely in 2016.
Just think about the physical mountain he had to climb to get back from that. It wasn't just losing 30 or 40 pounds like some fighters. It was over 100 pounds, plus sobriety, plus rebuilding that elite athlete mindset and discipline.
After such a public breakdown, too.
It's almost incomprehensible, really, the dedication required.
But wait, you mentioned the vulnerability, which is powerful. But during that time, there were also retirements, unretirements, and pretty controversial statements. Was the Gypsy King persona sometimes a cover for maybe a lack of focus, or was it all just part of the same chaos?
That's a really good question. And the sources suggest it might have been a bit of both, you know. The volatility felt genuine, part of that difficult period. But then the comeback itself, starting in 2018, getting sober, losing all that weight, it proved that core resilience was still there.
The same resilience he showed at birth, maybe.
Perhaps, yeah. And his honesty about being broken, about struggling, that made him incredibly relatable. Fans didn't just tolerate his return, they really embraced it because he was so open about his flaws.
And that comeback set the stage immediately for what became maybe the defining heavyweight rivalry of this generation.
Yeah.
The trilogy with Deontay Wilder.
The Bronze Bomber, absolutely. The perfect clash of styles, wasn't it? Fury's skills and movement against Wilder's terrifying one-punch power.
That first fight, December 2018, it gave us maybe the most iconic moment of Fury's career. He was outboxing Wilder for large parts.
Dominating, really.
But then round 12, Wilder lands that massive right hand, followed by the left hook. Fury goes down, hard, looks completely out.
Everyone thought it was over. Announcers, fans, probably Wilder too.
And then he just sits up like something out of a movie. Like a zombie, people said. Gets back to his feet and finishes the round.
It was unbelievable theater. Probably cemented the controversial split draw and guaranteed we'd see them fight again. Just pure drama.
What's interesting, though, is that the next two fights weren't nearly as close, were they?
No, not really. Fight 2, February 2020. Fury changed tactics completely, came in heavier, more aggressive, basically bullied Wilder.
Yeah, walked him down.
Walked him down, leaned on him, wore him out. Wilder's corner threw in the towel in the 7th. Fury takes the WBC title.
And then the third fight, October 2021. That one had more drama, actually. Wilder dropped Fury twice in the 4th round.
He did, showed incredible heart himself. But Fury weathered it, came back, and ended up dropping Wilder 3 times himself, rounds 3, 10, and finally the knockout in round 11.
That absolutely brutal, brilliant trilogy. Definitely deserves comparison with some of the all-time great heavyweight rivalries like Ali Frazier. It had everything: skill, knockdowns, controversy, heart.
Delivered on all the hype, for sure.
And he kept fighting after Wilder, of course. Defended the title against Dillian Whyte, beat Derek Chisora for a 3rd time.
And then that slightly bizarre crossover fight against Francis Ngannou, the MMA guy.
Right. Even that had unexpected drama. Ngannou actually knocked Fury down in the 3rd round. Shocked everyone.
It was crazy. Fury ended up winning a split decision, but yeah, it showed he's never far from a chaotic moment, even when maybe you don't expect it.
Okay, we absolutely have to talk about the one fight that looms over everything. The fight everyone in boxing, especially in the UK, has wanted for years. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
Ah, the ghost fight, yeah. It's been teased, negotiated, followed apart so many times.
Why hasn't it happened? It seems like such an obvious mega fight.
Well, it's complicated, isn't it? You've got rival promoters, different TV networks, egos, mandatories. Then Usyk came along and beat Joshua twice, which derailed things significantly.
Bad timing, bad luck, maybe just too many hurdles.
Pretty much all of the above. There have been contracts apparently drafted, public callouts back and forth. But ultimately, it just hasn't crossed the line, leaving fans pretty frustrated.
Stylistically, though, if it did happen, wow. You connect the dots, Fury's movement, that awkwardness, the reach, the unpredictability. It feels tailor-made to frustrate AJ.
I think that's the consensus analysis, yeah. Joshua relies more on rhythm, structure, textbook boxing. Fury's entire game is about disrupting exactly that, breaking rhythm, making you reset.
But AJ has that power.
Yeah.
Discipline power. If he connects cleanly.
That's the X factor, isn't it? If Joshua lands flush, it could be lights out. That's always the danger. So it's this fascinating chess match. Fury's skills versus AJ's power and discipline. Winner takes all, really, in terms of that British heavyweight supremacy debate.
And the hope still flickers, right? Maybe down the line, 2026 perhaps.
Who knows? In heavyweight boxing, you never say never. Keeps the fans dreaming, I suppose.
But look, whether that Joshua fight happens or not, Fury's legacy feels pretty secure already, doesn't it? He's transcended boxing in a way. He's the showman, the survivor, this unlikely symbol of resilience.
Absolutely. And the impact of his openness about mental health, depression, anxiety, addiction, that's huge. He's become this major advocate, giving a voice to millions who struggle silently. That goes way beyond belts and knockouts.
So when you put it all together,
yeah,
what does it all mean? Tyson Fury's story, his whole life, it's just been about fighting, hasn't it? Fighting for survival at birth, fighting Klitschko for the title, those epic wars with Wilder.
And fighting himself, constantly fighting his own demons in public.
Exactly. He's flawed, he's controversial, definitely not perfect. But in a sport that can feel quite manufactured sometimes, he feels, well, fundamentally real, unapologetically himself.
Which brings us to maybe the final thought for you, the listener, to ponder. Given everything, the incredible boxing achievements, the Ali Frazier-level trilogy beating Klitschko, and his profound impact, speaking about mental health, which part of Tyson Fury's story will history remember most vividly? Is it the Gypsy King persona, the outrageous showman in the ring? Or is it the raw, vulnerable survivor who showed it's okay not to be okay? What's the greater achievement?